Hey guys, this is Matt Core from ctrl+paint.com, and today I'm going to talk about improving the drawing experience on your tablet. Because we've talked in the past about potential ways to hold a stylus, and we've also talked about adjusting the tip feel in software. We haven't talked too much about the hardware itself. So I'm going to be talking about Wacom tablets, but if you have a different manufacturer, this should apply the same way. Now, the primary complaint against using a tablet for drawing is that it doesn't really feel like paper. It's almost like drawing with a plastic stick on a sheet of glass. The feel is just not quite there. It's too slippery. Well, with the way these tablets are made, you can actually change the top surface. So take a step back here first. I want to talk about the way the device works. You've got two pieces. The tablet is sensing the position. So this is sort of like an X and Y axis, and it knows where to position the cursor on screen. Then there's the pressure sensitivity. Well, the pressure sensitivity is actually completely contained within the pen. And the pen is wireless and communicates with the tablet with a radio signal. Well, this means they don't need to have line of sight to talk to each other. So here's where you can put something in between, and the pen never knows the difference. So when I was back in college, I liked drawing on Bristol board. This was the type of paper that we used in the comic department because it's nice and heavy and it has a good tooth. It feels good under a pencil. So one day I decided to put it on top of my Wacom tablet. I just stretched a piece over top, taped it down, and began drawing. Well, it felt great. Now, of course, it did get dirty after a while. Your hand produces oils and eventually it'll start to get a little gummed up. So you're going to need to change the paper from time to time. But that small change made a huge difference in terms of the feel of drawing on a tablet. And I happen to use paper, but really you could use whatever material you wanted. Because remember, your pen is not making marks. So ultimately, you can use really anything that's thinner than about a 1/4 inch. So go look around your house and find materials and try putting them between the surface of the tablet and your stylus. As long as it's rigid enough, you can draw just like you normally would. At one of the video game studios I worked at in the past, we had Intuos 4 model Wacoms. If you've ever used one of these, you know that the surface has a lot of friction. It feels very slow. And maybe this was in an attempt to make it feel more like paper. Well, I didn't really like it very much, so I put a screen protector that was designed to go on a laptop screen and put it right on the surface. This was a semi-permanent thing. I never had to change it, but it gave it a much more slippery feel. And for me, that was the right feel. Now, there aren't a whole lot of Wacom stylus accessories, but I do want to mention one called the Pen Moto. This is for people that frequently go back and forth between drawing on their tablet and then typing. If you're constantly going back and forth, you'll find yourself picking up the pen and putting it down, and it just gets a bit tiresome. So this was a solution to keep it on your finger, coupled with sort of a magnetic ring. And it happened to be a Kickstarter project, so I got mine a few months ago. It didn't work so well for me because I have a really strange grip on my stylus, but if you hold it in a normal way, I think it would be really cool. So the takeaway here is that the stylus is an expensive and important part of your drawing. So don't just take it as is out of the box. Customize it. Now, if you guys have any other cool stylus accessories or any do-it-yourself mods, let's hear about it in the comments. Thanks for coming to ctrl+paint.com.